Hey Calloway, I've been talking with the team about individual hitting plans and I have yours completed. So in this video is a swing analysis, and in the analysis I've focused in on two specific areas of your swing that really should be able to provide the best opportunity for improvement in your hitting. And so after the analysis are some specific tee drills related to those areas of focus. So take a look at this. It really should provide very clear direction for your practice at home and when you come to team practices, what you're doing when you step inside a cage on tee drills. So I look forward to reconnect with you after you watch this and working with you. All right, Calloway, let's get into your video for your development plan. I wanted to put it up next to Christian Yelich because as I was looking at what I wanted to speak to in this video and really provide the direction for the drills that you're going to work on, I thought that this video of Christian would help further kind of demonstrate what I was talking about. So let's jump into yours, and it's going to be centered around one exact thing, and that is feeling more on your left or back side throughout the swing. We know that you kind of get heavy on your front side, and you're not using the ground in your right side to be a base for the swing to kind of rotate around. So let me show you exactly what I'm talking about. So as we progress your swing, as you kind of get through almost through launch, I want to draw your attention to your left foot. As your front foot lands and you begin to open up your hips and rotate, your left foot, your heel comes off the ground. You actually straighten your leg in your load or in your launch, and then as your front foot's landing, it does bend again, but there's really no weight being pushed down into the earth, right? And I'm going to show you in Christian's swing how he almost uses it. It's almost like a pitcher pushing into the rubber on a pitcher's mound. So you're not getting into your left or back side very much at all. You begin your rotation, and then it becomes a very kind of a tall swing all on your front side. So just drawing a couple of lines here, I would say that's like a very vertical up and down. There really is no stacking over your back knee. So it's a tall front side heavy rotation all the way through impact. And the other thing I'll just kind of call out is I'm going to name it kind of like a reverse C. This shape is present throughout most of your swing, getting in here at the slot position with the knob kind of at the pitcher through impact and follow through. To kind of further show what I'm talking about, what we're going to be aiming towards, let's look at Christian's. Again, let's focus in on his rear foot. As I kind of mentioned a minute ago, as he's striding forward, he's got a big stride. As he's striding forward, that rear foot is very connected to the ground. And again, doesn't it look like a pitcher pushing off the rubber on a mound? That's where he's generating his power, pushing it down through the ground, and that becomes a really strong base. As his hips open, he's driving that rear knee towards the front knee, and he's staying stacked over that left knee. So I'm going to take him to right before slot, and then yours as well. Right there. Okay. Again, you kind of have the reverse C going here. Let me do that. Very little bend in the left leg, so you're not really stacked over that knee, and you're very tall. Versus Christian over here, and same swing, same position, right? He is very stacked, shoulders, hips over the left knee, and he's begun to straighten his front leg to act as a wall. All his power hits the wall, and so it has no other place to go except through his hands and arms and the bat. So that's really what we're aiming towards, taking a step back, looking at both. Just notice how tall you are, and both legs are kind of straight. You actually don't have hardly any bend in your left leg. And so there's that, and let's just take both swings, maybe to impact here. I'll clear out my notes. To impact. Christian's really hasn't changed much. I won't draw the lines again, but head, shoulders, knees, front straight leg, impact. Over here, same thing, very vertical, very tall, no bend, very little bend, no weight or bend in the left leg, everything. And you actually, take a look down, you're on your front toe almost, just trying to like, maybe that's just a way of you trying to hit hard into the ball. Let me just look at that a little bit more over here. Yeah, just your heel comes up on your front. I just wanted to look at that. But that's the main difference. And I hope this video is helpful to show you what we're going to be aiming for. Again, so let's step into some drills. It's all going to be about staying more grounded on your left side throughout the beginning of the swing, and then getting into a good stack position throughout the swing over your shoulders, hips, and left knee. So we'll jump into it now. All right, these next drills are going to be focused on keeping the body more centered towards the ball right before, at, and through impact initially. So what we see in a lot of our batters as they swing, they're ripping their shoulders across. This left shoulder's flying out this way towards the dugout, and they're just trying to pull the bat across like this. Okay, and what we need to do is, as we get to launch and we get into slot and we're connected and we release towards the ball, extend, we need to stay centered towards the ball as long as possible. Yes, ultimately, the chest opens up towards center field. That should only be well after impact. And again, what we see with some of our players is we're already facing the pitcher before extension or at extension, okay? And so we've lost a lot of power, and that's just not the right way to swing. So we did these drills at the barn during the hitting clinic, so they should be familiar to you. First one's feet in cement. They shouldn't move, they're in cement. Coil, hip, proper launch position, a little coil with a hip, chest over plate, elbow behind the fist, pulled back, knob to catcher, and then just swing without moving the feet. And see, by not moving them, again, didn't rotate my feet at all. I had to stay chest towards the ball. Do that 10 to 15 times. The next one's called scissor drill. This one's a little bit more like the movement of your swing, but your back foot is back about the length of a foot. So go ahead and take your normal stance. Come back to probably the back of your shoe here. And you can go ahead and just take a normal stride to launch and swing. Like this, all right? But because you're closed off, you're gonna have to stay, again, more towards the ball. All right, the last one we're gonna do is probably, after you've done those through 10 to 15 times, this is just called the walkout. Normal swing, but I want you to take a couple steps past the tee after you swing. So this should bring it all together. You're doing your normal swing, but because you're walking out, you're gonna have to mentally think about staying on the ball. Looking at the pitcher on all tee drills. Just like that. So those 3 drills should help you staying on the ball and not flying open with the shoulders. Okay, this next drill's to focus in on making sure that the hands and body don't lunge forward during the swing, really specifically during launch. So everyone knows that this is launch position, but in reality what happens, we're eager to hit the ball, and when we go to do our pullback and stride, which is launch, we rush with the hands, and it ends up looking like this, right? We're not patient keeping these up until the front foot lands. So the drill today is Babe Ruth, the Grippy drill. Take your normal stance, again, making sure that the tee is in front of a home plate. Take your normal stance, then pull it back to just a couple inches, okay? And you're gonna take a stride and be kind of slow with it. Go ahead and get into your coil, a little bit of a hip coil here, knob to catcher. Feel that in kind of your back hip. And then you're just picking up your foot and you're striding that longer distance, keeping the hands up here, elbow behind fist, until the front heel lands. Here we go. Coil, sit into it. That. All right, a modification of this is you can take a ball, same thing set up, put your foot on the ball, And by having your foot raised, you're really going to have to feel more into your back leg. So foot on the ball, coil, and then just pick it up and hover. Keeping the back, again, keeping this up until the front heel lands. That's the Grippy drill. All right, Calloway, that wraps up your individual hitting plan video, and I hope this is a good resource for you in the coming weeks, again, for drills at home and at practice. It's going to take a lot of work. You're going to have to enjoy the process. It takes a while to break down, habits that you've had for years, but I'll leave you with a little bit of inspiration. This is Cooperstown Dream Park, so if you put in the hard work, I know I'm confident it'll pay off by the time you get to New York. Look forward to working with you.